You're playing a mobile game.
Mobile game?
This isn't just a mobile game, Max. This is Raid! Shadow Legends!
You absolute leech!
You should
Watch this new Sournale video.
Now!
Oh. Oh. Okay, it was only a dream. Okay, let's watch some YouTube.
Obsidian, it's actually reaching the point now.
I'm starting to miss Raid Shadow Legend adverts.
But first,
Have you heard of wildly successful game Raid Shadow Legends?
Oh noes, there done goes my favorite YouTuber succumbing to the sponsorship for the 5th time. Actually, is there a single YouTuber that hasn't done the sponsor? Oh god.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends is sponsoring today's video.
Here's your least favorite YouTuber here to show Raid Shadow Legends.
You're not convinced yet, are you? There's over 10 million players who are in love with
Upload has almost a perfect score on the Play Store!
What is this game? Okay, you know what? Why am I even upset? No matter how much these guys seem to talk about this game, I've never played Raid Shadow Legends before in my entire life. And neither have you. With that being said though, I know quite a lot about it. You know, since a lot of YouTubers just love to talk about the perks you get from it, the discounts, the champions, and the supreme high quality gameplay. So surely the game must be really good. I mean, all these YouTubers love playing it, so let's give it a shot? It's not ethical for me to complain about a game that I haven't even played. So let's play it, unfiltered and unsponsored. I am now broke. In this video, I will analyze the gameplay.
There is nothing! Oh my god! It's nothing! There is absolutely nothing!
I will compare the sponsorships to said gameplay.
I've been playing video games ever since I was a little kid, all the way from like Nintendo to Nintendo.
oh my god, I don't fucking
And I will ask many questions throughout. What strategies do developers use to get people to play the game?
Got a really,
Is this even a game you play? But most importantly, who in their right mind would spend thousands of dollars in sponsorships to play some mobile game? Well, let's find out.
Before we begin, a couple of words from the very first sponsor on the channel.
Can you guess who it is?
Video.
From our sponsor.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Did you know there's now
16 new champions.
Shadow Legends.
Thanks Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring me.
I have hundreds of hours into Raid Shadow Legends.
Kill yourself.
With more than 1 million players logging in every single day.
This is it. This is the game right here on the App Store. It was made by a company called Plarium Global Ltd. It's ranked number 41 on the strategy category, and has 500,000 ratings, all rounding up to 4.7. So before I could play the game just yet, let me just check the game's description, you know, to see what this is all about.
Battle your way through a visually stunning, realistic fantasy RPG with hundreds of champions from 15 playable factions. To save the world of Teleria, you will recruit its most legendary warriors from the forces of light and darkness. You must train them to fight together, mold them into living weapons, and assemble the greatest raiding party ever seen. Features: deep tactical play, fight together, epic boss battles.
Oh my god. I am now convinced that this is the greatest game to have ever existed. This is literally the dreams of millions of gamers. And I only have to spend $10 each month for a silver raid card. You're probably already foaming at the mouth waiting for me to play the game. I won't keep you waiting any longer. When you launch the game for the first time, one of the first things you'll see is a giant alien ass cheek. We'll talk about that later, because I don't think this game respects women a lot. For now, I had to download 1000 megabytes of whatever. It's worth noting that you have the option for Raid to track you. I'm not sure why you would let them. So after 5 minutes of installing the game, and another 5 minutes of downloading the content, I was given a super cool cinematic. Oh noes! Look, a dragon. It even eats one of our friends.
I think I like this dragon.
But finally, I was in the game. Well, no, not yet. This stupid tutorial is in the way. Actually, I shouldn't call it stupid, because for reasons you're about to see, you're gonna be glad you have at least some guidance in this game. Okay, now we're in. But hang on, look at all of these buttons you can click. And here's the first problem with Raid Shadow Legends. There is so much shit on your screen. No matter which option you click, there is clutter everywhere. Raid's really out here making Call of Duty menus look coherent. I think I know what they were trying to do here. They probably were trying to give the player all these options all at once to make the game feel infinite, so that they keep playing it. I guess it's clearly worked. Look at all of these fools playing this game in the global chat.
Chat, is this real?
So the game was putting it nicely, hard to navigate. And here's the funny thing. You'd think because the game looks so complicated, the gameplay would also be just as complex. But would you like to know what the gameplay looks like? Would you like to know what all of these YouTubers were trying to make you feel missed out on? Would you like to know the gameplay that Raid Shadow Legends is dumping thousands of dollars in sponsorships to try and get you to play it? This is it. This is what you're missing out on. I bet you're jealous. Okay, turns out this is actually a very simple game at its core. It's a turn-based strategy game. Except we can get rid of strategy in that last statement, because while you can play this game and make decisions of your own, you don't have to. See this button right here? It just lets you autoplay it. And are you just tired of waiting around looking at these goobers catfight each other? Well, you can also speed it up. Congratulations, the game's playing for you. You do nothing but grind in this game, and it doesn't even try to challenge you. You just stare, meaninglessly. Kinda like how you're watching this video. Now hang on, look, Raid, okay? Look. You can try to hide it with complicated menus. You can try to hide it with different stages. You can try to hide it with microtransactions, quirky characters, power-ups, high graphics, epic voice acting, and pretty ladies with big alien butts. You can try. You can fucking try. You can try. You can try your best to make the game look as busy as you want. But this is it. At its absolute core, it is a game where you do nothing. You just sit back, and for a minute of your time and wallet if you want, go ahead and spend hundreds of dollars worth of those shiny gems. I'm sure they really like it if you do that. You can just watch these degenerates beat themselves up, where according to Raid, more than 10 million people,
Almost 10 million people have picked up Raid in just 3 months.
10 million, have installed and wasted all their precious hours playing this shit. Convinced by the YouTubers getting paid to tell them that this is one of, if not the greatest mobile game to ever exist? Fucking mad. Here's a game called Cookie Clicker. In this game, you click cookies. Shortly after getting into the game, you can buy yourself an auto clicker. It plays for you now. The only meaningful goal is just to see how high this number can go. And technically, you no longer have to play in order to achieve this. So why am I not complaining about Cookie Clicker for doing this, but I am with Raid Shadow Legends? Because at least it doesn't advertise itself as
the most ambitious RPG mobile game.
It compares against some of the biggest PC and console titles.
Here's a fun thing we can do. Let's go back to those sponsorships on the YouTube videos and compare it to the actual game and see what's true. Don't worry, it won't take long because all these sponsorships have the exact same script.
It compares against some of the biggest PC and console titles.
Raid is the most immersive experience that you can get on a smartphone, comparable to the biggest PC and console titles.
Shut up.
This game seriously does have a lot to offer, from the gripping storyline, intense PvP battles,
They also have multi-battle auto mode where you could set battles to run in auto mode while you go do something else. You guys spend less time grinding and more time developing your teams and fighting the fun stuff.
What?
Raid constantly updates their game with 14 new champions.
It said 16, you fucking... He zoomed in on it too.
Game with 14 new champions.
And also, the description of the game says it has 15. Huh.
It has great graphics, to the most impressive 3D graphics.
Awesome 3D graphics.
Awesome 3D graphics.
Okay, this is, I guess, true. I'll give them that. For a mobile game, it does indeed have better graphics than most others. But here's the thing. Raid Shadow Legends takes place in fixed positions. You can't really move the camera around that dynamically. It's a third-person game. So of course the graphics would be better if you're only allowed to see one shot of a scene in a fixed angle that you can't move around in. The graphics probably would have been lowered if it was a first-person game. And combined with the fact that the areas are so small, then yeah, you can totally get away with making this game look pretty. Actually, no, I take that back. Detailed is a better word. Oh, and the game having high graphics isn't always true.
It's, there's a new feature, the Tag Team Arena. You know at school where you get into teams with each other? You know, when on the playground you play tag? It's like that. The Tag Team Arena is like that.
What is she on about?
Check out these different champions. The details are really amazing. You can see the good graphics.
Details are really amazing. You can see the good graphics.
Really good game. I liked the big booty middle-aged magicians.
I decided then to go look at some reviews of the game afterwards, since the sponsorships also like pointing out how much reviews the game has.
Raid has over 300,000 reviews.
One of the more interesting things I noticed about these is how 80% of them have developer responses. That's pretty neat, but of course them being a massive company, they have to talk as such. This game is a massive time-consuming slog. You have to play for 8 to 12 hours a day to optimize your progression, and you'll still never keep up with the lunatics who spend tens of thousands to stay in Platinum Arena. The time consumption is a real problem. Unless they introduce 4 times speed or auto battle for the dungeons, I will have to quit playing because—
Hi. Sorry to hear that you've had bad experience with the game. We're constantly working to make the game better. Hope that with the time you will change your mind about the game.
They also have a unique philosophy towards their game when given a bad review. Take a look at this.
Hello. It's true. Grinding may seem long and tedious. However, think of it this way. While upgrading food for your stronger champions, you can be doing your real-life things, and see how powerful your champions have become. You understand that your effort was worth it.
So as you saw from the beginning of the video, I got sponsored by Raid 3 times. Well, no, they tried to sponsor me, I never called them back. As such, I never got the scripts that most YouTubers read off. You know, about how great the game is, how much champions there are, how much silver you can get, and so on. But these emails right here have still given me some pretty fascinating details that I'd like to read for you. There's not much here. They all say similar things, and I'm not going to read everything. Just the ones that I'd figure you'd like to know. 2 of the 3 emails I received were by the same person named Vasilina. One in May of 2022, and then later in October the same year. So if I were to ever have had a raid sponsor in a previous video, it would have been either a 60 to 90 second integration, plus a link at the top of the description and in the pinned comment, or that, but instead just 45 seconds. But the second email later on, she just wanted a 60 to 91. The 45 second option was off the table. And the gateway for me to respond would have been 2 weeks. I didn't. She also tried to convince me to do the sponsor by again saying how great the game was.
Raid Shadow Legends has received a whole lot of love from the mobile gaming community, because in Raid you encounter an expansive range of strategy, innovative blended PvE and PvP gameplay modes, peerless character skill customization, and explosive clan-centered cooperative play. That's a lot of smart words. Now just imagine yourself as an ancient Telurian warrior resurrected to defeat the Dark Lord and restore peace and harmony to the territory. It's really worth trying. Looking forward to collaborating with you.
The last email I got was in January this year. Someone by the name of Mikita. We'd like to offer you a paid promotion of Raid Shadow Legends. It's a turn-based fantasy RPG
that has attained great popularity over the
This guy wants me to do 90 seconds. A whole 2.5 minutes of a raid sponsor in one of my videos.
We will provide you with some talking points and some video material. Please let me know if that sounds interesting to you and how much that would cost. Looking forward to collaborating with you.
Even though I never made the deal with them, here's how they actually pay you. You first have to negotiate the price. It's not a single lump of money, it's instead based on how much money per 1,000 views, let's say. So for example, let's say you negotiate $1 per 1,000 views. If your video with a raid sponsor got 1 million views, they would have given you $1,000.
Oh my god.
Time's up, Sournale. It's time for the sponsor.
Now where's that pink boy?
They're here. They're coming after me. They're here.